Thanks for checking in the Pivoting to Web3 podcast. Go to pivotingtoweb3podcast.com to download and listen, or Web3 Game Plan to check out the videos. Thank you. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to Pivoting to Web3. And today I definitely have a treat from Singapore. And I'm excited to have Pei-Han Chuang, CEO of Morpheus Labs. He is a visionary entrepreneur and one of the earliest adopters of blockchain technology. With a strong track record of launching and scaling successful ventures, he has secured significant funding, including seven-figure seed round, and developed solutions that have brought blockchain into the mainstream. He understands the challenges and the businesses and individuals face when transitioning from Web2 to Web3, such as fragmented tools and complex processes. His focus is on simplifying implementation and making it more accessible to the masses. By providing the right resources, he helps partners drive innovation, accelerate adoption, and ensure a seamless transition into Web3. Under his leadership, Morpheus Labs has earned prestigious awards, including winning the Web3 category at Jumpstart 2023 and recognition from Hui, Spark, and Slingshot. His mission is to make Web3 development accessible to everyone, paving the way for the next wave of digital innovation. With a proven track record, a forward thinking vision, and a deep passion for Web3, he is ideal speaker for the Consensus Hong Kong. His insights and experiences will inspire others to explore the power of Web3 and drive the digital economy forward. So let's welcome Pei-Han Chuang to Pivoting to Web3. This is your audience and ours. Say hello and tell us a little bit else about your background and how you have all this fabulous experience, all these awards, and the insight to be in Web3 and really implement early adoption. So tell us some more about yourself.
Hello, everyone from Singapore, and thank you, Donna, for the opportunity to share what I have in mind. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. So, Pei-Han, let me get a really good idea on Morpheus Labs. How did you really end up coming into that space? What's your ideal mission? I mean, you've done so much and you want to do so much. What is your real ideal mission in the blockchain space and what inspired you to create low code?
So first of all, I started entrepreneurship back in 2011. So I started one of the early AI entrepreneur back then. So I raised a good amount of funding on doing a travel social media on AI. But it didn't end well, but it's a good experience. And after that, because entrepreneurship is in my blood, so I move on into doing my second startup. But that is actually more traditional businesses into another country, Myanmar, to supply materials to Myanmar. And
Mm-hmm.
but IT still in my DNA. So after that, I actually exit my company during that in Myanmar. So I came back to Singapore to focus on doing e-commerce development in around 2014, 2015, which there's actually an e-commerce boom in Asia. So it was actually quite interesting and quite fun years for me. And then there's actually a few customers came to me to talk about how possibly to implement to deploy blockchain on, example, supply chain and medical record.
Mm.
That was actually in around 2016. So that was actually my first step into blockchain. So we actually helped them to implement and deploy. And we realized that actually a great technical gap and a lot of developers would face. It's very difficult to develop and deploy because compared to Web2 or Web1, Web3 is even more complex. There are more stacks, more technology, more components floating around. So it gives a lot of people a lot of confusion and very skeptical how to deploy.
Mm-hmm.
That's actually how we came about. And I actually met up my co-founder, Doria. He's actually from Credit Bank, Group Chief Information Officer. he actually also helped his company trying to procure different blockchain solution to implement in the company. He also faced the same thing. And also for join me is actually Bruce. He was actually a senior consultant, team leader for IBM. He helped quite a few banks to implement blockchain solution back then around 2017. So from three of our background, mine is SME, and their background, we all face the same problem. How come it's so difficult to implement Web3? Then a step back, we revisit. We realize that the low code development platform is actually a key drivers for Web1. So when we see Web1, we start to code first line until Wix came out, drag and drop everything. Then the Web1 become mass adoption. A lot of people, when you want to set up a company, the first step is actually create a website. Yeah. And then 10 years ago about e-commerce. Again, all the developers, all the businesses start with coding first line until Shopify they came in. You drag and drop all the template. Then e-commerce become boom, again, mass adoption. Yeah. So history repeats itself again in Web3. Now we see Web3 has been around, or blockchain has been around for around 10 years. Until today, there are actually an increasing amount of voices about there isn't any mainstream adoption. Everything is still kept in the loop of DeFi, digital asset, which is good. No doubt it's good. But there's a clear, huge gap between how this solution can be picked up by my mom, by neighbors around. Nobody's know about it. Whenever anybody heard about Web3 or blockchain, it's about crypto. Is it BTC? Is it Ethereum? It's actually not the case. So we believe that for Web3 to go another level, rocket adoption, same thing needs to be present. It's a low-code implementation platform. Yeah. Then it's easier for anybody. Whoever has any idea, we can quickly spin up our idea, launch it to test the market and to pitch the investor. That is the way to go. Yeah.
So how did you bring in the AI? AI is in the middle of it, and you got the low code. All of it's in Web3 development.
Yeah. So because our main mission is actually to bring easy adoption to anybody. So we, for past 5 years, we have been very sharp focus on how can we do better in deployment. How can we make life easier? So from low code, we have a template, we have a component, drag and drop. Until about 2-3 years ago, because for our team, we keep actually research into asking customer on feedback. Until about 2-3 years ago, we actually saw the initial spark of GPT and AI. Then we realized it could be something interesting. You just imagine you put in a prompter. I want to create a smart contract for NFT or maybe for real world asset. And just within a few seconds, this AI prompter can generate a smart contract template for you. So it cuts short of a lot of development time and deployment time. So this is also in sync of what our mission. In future, we could be explore more enhanced AI or even other technology into this platform. Yeah.
So, but for right now, you're transforming the blockchain space in your development. As you continue to move on, how do you envision that even enhancing further? Because I know you have a studio for smart contracts and your Web3 studio. It seems like that sets you apart. Can you share with us some insight to all that you have there in your core differentiation and your vision, and how that's going to go forward as well? I mean, you've accomplished so much already. To you it's been around 10 years, but to the rest of us, we kind of just learning about it in the last 2-3 years. So how does that continue to develop the landscape in blockchain?
Okay, so first of all, there are many low code or maybe many silo solution existing in Web3 right now. But most of these API, RPC or different solution, they are coming from the perspective of only focusing on smart contract. How could, example, they are all focusing on how could we help launching token very easy, very smooth? How can we let wallet connection or payment connection really smooth? Yeah, this is I would say 99% is actually addressing right now. But if you look at the more overview scope, all the businesses or all the project owners, they are looking at the solution layer. How can I launch a medical supply chain on blockchain easier? There are actually two different extremes. So what we are viewing is actually more holistic, how to make it easier. But what markets presenting right now is more fragmented. I just want to address connecting wallet. I just want to address API. But this whatever is focusing right now is actually not the immediate need for the business owner. It's actually towards the later stage. For API for Wallet Connect, it's only when solution is already under development. It's almost going to deploy. Then the business owner will consider, maybe I should consider whichever wallet, or maybe I should consider using whichever API. So that's actually towards a later stage. So the currently Web3 blockchain is so fragmented that all the focus is actually token. But token is just I would say it's maybe the 50% of all the Web3, but it's a core engine. But around it, the components to help consumer to use, to pick up, to interface is not there. So that is how we look at the implementing from top down. But right now it's actually more bottom up. Yeah. So there's a difference.
Okay.
Yes.
So when you talk about the smart contracts in the studio, um, there are features in your smart contract studio. Can you elaborate on your key features in the smart contract studio, and how does AI driven and low code nature of the platform benefit developers and businesses? Is there anything else beyond what you just mentioned that's really like a key benefit, bringing those two together? Um, can you go a little bit further with that?
Okay, sure. So basically we are focusing on three components. Smart Contract Studio is the first one. So in typical scenario, or what market has been doing when you engage or when you want to develop a smart contract, is that you likely go out to the market and source for a template, and then you bring it over to customize, and then to test, to fix, and then launch to live. That is a typical the processes. So for our smart contract studio, what you can do is just enter a prompter. And then from a prompter, the AI could actually help with design. We actually prompt you back. Is this the requirement you need? Once you agree, this is the requirement you need, you send back to the AI to generate the code, smart contract code. So AI will actually give you a smart contract code for you to customize again. So for the developer, you can just came in, yeah, this is actually around more 70-80% what I want. I come in to fix or maybe add in the business requirement. After that, it's done. You send in to the AI again to ask AI to check on the code quality. Is there any security issue? Is there any bugs? So the AI can actually come in to fix the bugs and fix the certain loophole for you. Once it's fixed by AI, it's again fixed by AI. Then you actually send back for deployment. So that's actually for our smart contract studio. So another two components is very important that I mentioned. For a Web3 solution to launch, smart contract is only maybe 50%. They are still actually front end and back end. So back end is more like we are very focusing on integrating with customers' existing system. This is also one of the key difference. We believe that customers unlikely will want to throw away whatever solutions that they have been building for past 5 to 10 years. They have already spent maybe $500,000, $1 million to build their Web3 system and ask all their employees to use for past 5, 10 years. Totally is unlikely to ask customer to throw away. What we can do is to use our workflow studio. It's actually something like Zapier, yeah, a giant Web2 workflow company, but we are focusing on Web3. You can just drag and drop Web3 component and then connect directly to your drag and drop your Web3 component and connect directly to your Web2 component. So it's drag and drop. Then the system is integrated in a few minutes. Yeah. So that's actually for workflow part. But ultimately, these are all the middle and back end. You need the front facing, look very nice, user. So that's actually our Web3 studio, which most of the developers have very big problem. They are not very good in UX, UI. So you can again use our we are actually launching our AI Web3 design. You can tell the AI say, oh, now I'm creating a NFT marketplace, but this marketplace is actually for carbon trading. Yeah. So the AI will actually generate a suitable NFT carbon trading marketplace for you. Yeah. So if you stitch this up, this is actually a totally the one end-to-end solutions that you can use to launch your whichever solution you want. So that's actually our key focus of these three components. Yeah.
So your studios are very comprehensive. I mean, I haven't heard of anything really functioning in that manner. I mean, they're very unique, and that is an awesome, awesome accomplishment. So, how does the multilingual support enhance accessibility? What impacts has this feature had on adoption? Can you help us in that area as well?
Okay. So first of all, our mission is always very sharp focus. So our mission is actually to allow anyone. I mean, in future, like Donna, you want to create any solution, you can just actually put in a prompter. Then you can create a
Mm-hmm.
very media focused, intellectual property focused solution. So we know that we are catering for wide mass market. So definitely some of our audience could be not that good in English. They could be very focused in Mandarin,
Mm-hmm.
Japanese. So that's actually our focus. We want to start from the door entry part to make all this journey very smooth. Yeah, you can key in Chinese, in Japanese, or I want to create a certain solution. Then AI will actually start to generate for you. Yeah. So that's actually we believe this is the first step to allow more interested party, individual party or businesses or maybe smaller businesses to come into use.
Mm. So, with your Web3 studio, you have the goals of Morpheus Labs in the Web3 Studio space as well. And in that studio, how does that simplify the DApp development? Or maybe could you first tell us what DApps are? I haven't had that term on the show too frequently. And then let us know how what you're doing simplifies that development, if you don't mind.
Okay, sure. So Web3 Studio is actually our front-facing user interface studio for anyone to churn out to generate you in regard of user interface front end templates. So
Mm-hmm.
over our journey, when we very focused on onboarding developers, we realized that there is actually a key gap between developer and designer. So usually there are some communication gap, and it makes developer and designer, both of them, both like very headache. Yeah. So we see this is actually a pain point for developer itself. You can actually go out to look for many freelancer or many individual developer. They will be very good in coding whichever solution for you. But when they after they code it, they want you ask them to do a very nice UI. It's a big headache. You will be I most likely will have a big you have a big quarrel with them. So this is what they are short of. So what we want to address is to empower all the individual developers to use. You are good in your coding, you can use our smart contract studio, you can use our workflow. Then it come in Web3 to help you to actually to churn out all the user interface as easy as possible. So you can no worry about your end user, your end customer complaining is very ugly, complaining is very not user
Mm-hmm.
friendly. So it's all stitched out very synchronized end-to-end solution for anybody. Yeah. Yeah.
Awesome. So,
So
can you provide us
yeah,
a
example right now. Yeah, sorry, just add on. Example right now, I think you can actually import whatever you have done from Figma. You can import a file into this, so you can very easily customize from there as well.
Oh, cool. All right, so let's talk about
Mm.
the AI powered tools. The integration of AI for smart contracts, auditing, and workflow automation is impressive. How does this AI functionality improve security and efficiency, or the efficiency overall?
Okay. Yes. So usually this is a predictor what is happening in the development phases, a whole development cycle. Whenever a developer has done their coding, yeah, they would not have need much of time to do a second layer of scanning through the code. They would directly ship over for auditor. So maybe a code auditor. So between coder developer sending over to code auditor, there's a lot of back and forth. Yeah. And this will actually increase the cost for the businesses. The more rounds of back and forth, the more cost will increase. So what we want to aim here to solve coder and a business owner is that before you send in to get a formal audit certificate, you can actually use AI to scan through to fix for you. So whenever you shoot over to auditor's example, certi or whoever, whatever they got is much lesser headache for them. So the cost for the project owner is lesser. The audit is also, the cycle is also lesser. So that's actually what we are aiming for scalability and security. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much. So, can you highlight some specific scenarios or case studies where AI tools in your platform have demonstrated measurable success?
Okay. So one of the very common solutions that in Singapore or maybe in Asia is asking or wanting to implement is actually NFT Marketplace, which related to intellectual property. It can be like anime, it can be like song, it can be like a legal agreement. So in the market right now, the common practice is for the project owner, business owner to engage an external software development company. Yeah. So for a proof of concept of this type of NFT marketplace in Asia, the time cycle is roughly around 1.5 months to 2 months for a POC. So it's very simple version. Yeah. But using our platform, I mean, Donna, you can actually have a guess. Using our platform, maybe how much time you require? Just a wild guess. You want to take a guess it? Yeah. It would actually reduce to, I mean, do you have any number
Of
to reduce the time from 1.5 months to 2 months and using our platform? What do you think will actually reduce to?
oh, um, 2 weeks?
Yes, it's actually likely about 2 to 3 weeks. You can actually deploy even a better quality proof of concept for NFT market.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's actually how fast. And as we know, time is money. You are able to compress the time to 80% reduction or 90% reduction. To business, you are already making money. To software development house, you increase your profit margin to a lot. You can actually switch more of your focus on quality services. Yeah, so this is actually how the business we think we can actually give a benefit and value added area. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I definitely know the NFTs are taking off more outside of the US than inside of the US right now. So that's interesting to hear that. And thank you. So, with the AI powered tools, I think lastly, um, you had really mentioned the NFT marketplace. And with the NFT marketplace, there's a lot of advancements. Would you also say outside of the US? Is it my perception just doing the show, or I don't know if there's an NFT marketplace here in the US, is there?
Uh, I think there's one very famous one is actually NBA Top Shot. They're actually using Web3 blockchain to create all these maybe Michael Jordan play card, and then it's actually trade.
Okay, yes.
Yes.
Okay, so all right, that's what you okay. All right. I
So they are
forgot about
good
that.
money. And income.
I did. I forgot about that. Okay, thanks. All right, so let's talk about partnerships, challenges, and industry positioning. Your strategic partnerships. Morpheus Labs has partnered with companies like Huawei Cloud and Tencent. And how have these collaborations impacted your platform's reach and capabilities?
Okay. So for our platform, we envision ourselves to be a one-stop end-to-end platform. And we believe that Web3 is a huge spaces.
Mm-hmm.
It's a huge space compared to Web1, Web2. So ourselves, we or anybody alone is unlikely to bring the greatest value. So our product is actually designed in a way it's very easy for our tech solution partner to onboard and to integrate. Yeah, so that's actually our strategy. We are onboarding different tech solution partner like cloud partners, or maybe it can be API partners. It can be like RPC partners to a joint tech offering. Yeah, so while we focusing on offering our AI features, they will bring in their solution covering different industries. So when they integrate with us, Morpheus itself, the coverage will be widened. Yeah. So when they integrate, then we all have skin in the game to promote Morpheus as a platform to the end user. Because with us, we are very front facing to developer and a business owner. For most of the infra players, they are more towards a backend and last stage. So it become a cohesive and actually a very tight needed solution offering to the developer or end users. So what they only need to do is facing Morpheus platform, drag and drop all the integration solution or use Ask AI to recommend the integrated solutions for them. So it's just one stop, done, easy, fast, and smooth.
So, are there any partnerships you want to share with us that you're thinking about or that's on the table? Is there anything you can talk about? Or is that a secret? Is it still a secret?
They will be announcing soon, but I think every week we have many existing renowned partners coming to us for partnership. This could be from like a co-audit. Yeah, we have some partnership and we are scheduling to announce. There are also API, different partners. Yeah, so but for us, we taking more focus right now for building up a killer use cases and adoption first. So we are slowly digesting these partnerships. But this will be this area. It could be like from different partners. I can't announce right now. I need to have their agreement before I announce.
Okay, I can understand that. I just had to ask. I had to ask. So,
But they
what key challenges have you faced in promoting Web3 adoption, particularly with the complex technologies like blockchain, smart contracts, DApps? Are there any main challenges that really kept you up that were a headache, or something that you really overcame and you were able to plow forward once you figured out what to do?
I would say that being around for around 5 years, more and more users are very accept for of Web3. So most of them actually came in with a very clear idea, what they want to do, what they want to implement, compared to past few years. The current obstacle for Web3 right now, I think it's actually not a secret. It's actually about what Web3 technical solutions players offering. Most of them are actually offering is like I think I previously mentioned, they are very focused on offering token related, crypto related, DeFi related. But this to us is just a smaller segment of the whole Web3. And this segment happens to be so new to Web2 to mainstream. There's a huge gap on expectation and huge gap of between this. Yeah. So when we talk to a lot of technical partners, honestly, we are actually like a middleman. When we have customer want to implement and we are a one-stop solution, we offer a good solution at our layer, but at the infrastructure layer, we need to connect to a good providers. But when we talk to many existing tech providers, they do not seem to have clear mind of how to help Web2 players. Yeah.
Okay.
So there are solutions. When example, we are bringing like a very famous security trading company in Southeast Asia. They want to build a one-stop trading platform because they have been doing so well good in Southeast Asia on share, bond, or the trading. So they want to do one essentially for alternate asset, crypto asset. So we are helping them to connect to partners. So when we talk to partners, they are stunned, they are shocked
Okay.
because they never think about Web2. So while when we're facing Web2, they have a clear ideas they want to implement, they have a budget to implement, but at a very fundamental infra, there's a gap what they can do for the Web3 in the integration part, in the design part, in the solution offering part. They actually all caught by surprise. They didn't think about the security, the compliance, the usability. Yeah. So this is so far the clear gap between. And if you look around LinkedIn, there's actually most of the more experienced entrepreneur users are talking about the gap is because of this. Yeah.
So, lastly, we're going to get into the future now for sure. Where do you see your strategic priorities over the next few years?
It's a very good question. Yes. So for our priority right now is to, I would say, if give a time frame, I like to give myself or my team a time frame. It's actually for next half a year to actually work with this renowned enterprise or maybe local SMEs to push out more usable use cases. Example, we are working with the F&B. Yeah, how could F&B retailer really use what Web3 powered POS system, loyalty point system, add on AI recommendation of what you can eat, what reward system you should have, different. Yeah. So this actually pushing out use cases for key segment is actually our next half a year plan. After that, we are actually closing the gap because we are a product platform. At the same time, we are now actually onboarding many development companies in Asia to use our platform to launch and to service their customers. Yeah, so we are also educating, also talking to a lot of these software development companies. Yeah, so this if you see, it's actually use cases. Once the use case there, the software development house can actually pick up very easy to use to bring the adoption to the end user. So, and then the last one is actually we are making our platform easier to integrate for our tech solution partners. So, like a lot of people saying that Airbnb doesn't own a house, Facebook doesn't own any content creator. We want to be a platform that we are able to consolidate, curate all the useful Web3 solutions, so to offer to the mass public. Yeah.
Wow. That's a big dream and a big goal, and I know you're going to make it because you're definitely on your way. So, with that said, what advice would you give an aspiring blockchain entrepreneur?
For me, my personal entrepreneurship for past 12 years or 13 years, I would say that once you start enter this journey of entrepreneurship, there will be a lot of noise. There will be a lot of distraction. There will be a lot of negativity around you. Nobody is going to help you. Nobody is actually going to actually give you any support. You should focus on what you want to do from day one. Because I've been seeing a lot of my friends who joined me or maybe who started the same journey 5-6 years ago, they have been pivoting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 a lot of time because they lose focus, and then they 99% they didn't end up good. They went back to maybe career to look for a job. So my advice is actually to focus what you want to solve in day one. There will be a lot of rejection, a lot of disturbance, or a lot of these noises. The most big no to me is that to jump into anything that's actually short term. I see a lot of people want to offer really good solution, like any development tools, but because of all the noise, they went into service a lot of this DeFi. But when you jump into this, it means that you are going into a bigger space that a lot of people are competing. Yeah, so you put yourself into more worse scenario that you're competing with even huge. You get what I mean? Everybody know, everybody jump in, but it's short term because you're jumping in the short term, you don't cater paying for the next 3 years. Likely, yeah, it would end up not that good. But you could be the 1% that grab all the good opportunity, but there's only 1%. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, you got to have perseverance and probably a great culture of innovation with your team. And that I noticed with Lynn and a lot of our conversations. So, my last question is, how do you maintain a culture of innovation within your team? Because you're doing a lot of innovating. You're staying very focused. You're not pivoting anywhere. You're straight ahead.
Yeah, so a lot of friends around me in Asia actually tell, hey, Pei-Han, now you are actually OG of OG. You're the one actually bulldozer all the way through, very focused on what you're doing. So that's
Right.
one of the reason why whenever any company in Asia, they think about, oh, I want to launch anything around the ecosystem, after they check a few rounds, you go to Pei-Han. Yes, so they are. So first of all, I think it's actually running a startup. It's like organizing a club. First of all, we are curating, I'm actually filtering, I'm actually inviting all those like-minded colleagues to join me. Yeah, so it's also a learning process. Second
Mm-hmm.
of all, the fire to innovate from different person, it comes from different inner self. You could have a very noble aim, or you want to do a greater good for human race. Honestly, not a lot of people like Elon Musk would actually have that greater noble idea.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, I'm always checking with my colleagues that what is your inner desire? Then only from your inner desire, is it a fear? Is it a motivation? Then that will actually drive you to create something, to solve something. So give you an example. I myself, I have a great fear of failure. I have a great fear of I cannot make it in my financial, in my career,
Mm-hmm.
in my entrepreneurship. So I'll keep thinking, what can I do to solve better? For my other colleague, they would have a motivation. I'm young, I'm 20 some years old. I want to be better than my classmate, my friends. So I actually keep encouraging them to dig into themselves. What is the most fear, or what is the most motivation you want? Then from there, you should expand what you want to do. Yeah, the first all is actually to think inside what is your most fear, or maybe what is your most motivating factor. Yeah, then to drive the innovation. Yeah.
Well, those are two good questions to ask yourself. So, with that said, unless you want to share anything else before we close.
I think what I want to share right now is a lot of people came to me asking, oh, it's actually a third bull run. So what can we focus? Yeah, so I'll still bring back to my main topic. First cycle, we see a lot of these like exchanges. We see a lot of these crypto token ICO exchanges. Second
Mm-hmm.
cycle, we see a lot of like NFT metaverse. To put it more blunt, or more blunt way, if we are in Web3, a lot of people are actually looking at us right now, and a lot of these mass market, they're also tired of what Web3 has been claiming can do. So I hope that anybody, whether you are entrepreneur, whether you're business owner, whether you're a developer, whether you are potential partners outside, for us is to really to zoom in how we can connect to Web2. Yeah, so yeah, that's actually something I want to help. And you can contact us because we are really onboarding, very focused on Web2 to Web3, how to fill in the gap. So you can contact us, but yeah, we have to do good to push more things alive, so that maybe my mom, my neighbor, everybody can use. That is the way to go to break through the bottleneck to go to mass adoption. If not, but next future 1-2 year, we are still circling around and then creating different hype, and eventually you die off. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. So, how can people connect with you? What's the best way to connect?
Oh, yeah, you can actually go to our website. You can actually connect to our Twitter, LinkedIn. Then my colleagues will actually pick up from there. So we can actually have a great discussion how we can actually partner, how can we launch, or how can we help you to launch, deploy your solution in few weeks. Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much. And thank you, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is Donna Mitchell with Pivoting to Web3 Podcast and Pei-Han, the CEO of Morpheus Labs. Thanks so much for listening, and we're shaping tomorrow together. We're here to serve.
Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you, Donna.
Thanks for checking in the Pivoting to Web3 podcast. Go to pivotingtoweb3podcast.com to download and listen, or Web3 Game Plan to check out the videos. Thank you. We're shaping tomorrow together.